is over 30 cars in this update in the Crew Motorfest. What's going on, boys? My name is Sid, and welcome back to Season 7, the Ferrari update. And here's the plan for this video. All the cars that are going to be in brand new, released in this update are going to be listed here from this month of July all the way to cars we'll collect in November. So we've got a lot of cars to talk about, so let's get started. This video was brought to you by Podium. More about that at the end of the video. The first thing I want to remind you is that I'm going to be doing this in order from the start of the update to the end of the update. But some cars, we don't know the date and like where they're going to be added and how they're going to be added. Those cars are going to be at the very end of the video. Let's start at day 1. Summit car. If you got top 10,000 in the Summit, the one that just went for the last update, well, good news, bad news. That Summit was the last Summit to ever be top 10,000. The Summits will now switch to top 15,000. So, if you came 10,000 to 15,000 and didn't win this car, that's unfortunate, but you'll win the next one, I guess. This thing, the Mazda RX-7 Red Fury Edition, will go directly into your account if you claim it from the Summit this week if you got platinum last week. However, this one is a carryover from last season, obviously. Let's begin with the new to this season cars. Day 1, shop and year 2 pass. If you own the year 2 pass, the F50 would have gone straight into your account. This car is brand new to the game and is the playlist requirement. Now, why does that change anything? Essentially, that means there won't be any early access to this car. Everyone can buy this car right now, but if you have the year 2 pass, you got it immediately and for free. But if you have the year 2 pass, you just didn't have to pay for it. And this car is needed to... Ow! I'm tearing the place up! To start the Ferrari playlist. Something to note is that it doesn't have customization, but it has more than the other Ferraris. You can take the roof off, and that's about the most that you can do to this thing. Day 1, playlist reward car. This is the Ferrari GTO, the first ever supercar made by the Ferrari brand. This thing is the first car that you use in the Ferrari playlist, breaking the norm, as normally you will use the requirement car as the first event vehicle. Well, this thing instead is the reward vehicle that you're using first. Complete all the events in the Ferrari playlist and you will receive this vehicle as the reward. It's in Street Tier 2, but it has no customization. Day 1, Prestige Ticket Store. At the beginning of this update, we also see the return of a bunch of Prestige Ticket cars, meaning Summit cars, competitive rewards and vehicles coming back from the Lowrider versus Donk update. Basically, you go in the game, you grind the custom mode feature, getting all the prestige tickets you can to then use them in the anti-FOMO prestige ticket store. And these are the 4 cars that are returning. The Chevrolet Impala American Edition, which is a track-style Chevrolet Impala ported into Street Tier 2. Then we have the Porsche Taycan Thunder Edition. You need this one. You want this one. It is genuinely one of the best cars in Street Tier 2, and you should buy it from the Prestige Ticket Store. Then we have one of the best looking Summit vehicles, the Ring Brothers Tusk Edition Charger. And finally, the KRC Japan S14. All these cars are coming back to the game, available for you to get using the long-term anti-FOMO feature. Available day 1. All of them. They're not drip-fed, they're all available day 1. Day 1, main stage. Every month we have a main stage where you can complete challenges and do any activities in the game to level up your monthly XP and receive a reward vehicle. These reward vehicles are brought back cars from the Crew 2. And our first month's theme is Ferrari. And our first reward car is basically the only Italian Summit car that they had left in the Crew 2. The Alfa Romeo Serpentine Edition. This thing you can get by getting level 10 in the main stage. It's essentially a free car. And with this thing, we're finally done with talking about day 1. Yes, 8 different cars are involved with day 1. Next update, this thing will feature in the main stage legacy. But this update, week 2, we get our first main stage legacy. Month 1, week 2, main stage legacy. The most infamous racing bike, the most infamous motorcycle in the Crew Motorfest, the KTM Power Track Edition is coming. KTM Power Back Edition. This thing will be in the main stage legacy, bringing back the 2 summit events and the vibe and the atmosphere from those summit events, each making a pseudo playlist every month on the 2nd week. Well, it's bringing back that for the first month of the Red Bull update, and this is acting as the reward vehicle. So if you wanted the KTM Power Track RC8R, you can finally get it. Hopefully. Hopefully it actually works this time. Week 2 of month 1, the shop. This is the Ferrari F80, and this car gets added on week 2. Of course, Ubisoft provided me early access for it, so I got to drive it, test it, customize it, all of that. That's in a different video. But this thing, we don't know what it'll cost. We know it's probably going to be a lot. It's an expensive car, and it's one of the most iconic Ferraris released and that exists right now. This thing is just going to be in the shop, available for you to get. In fact, you're going to need to get it if you want to play the Summit next week. Yes, this thing is getting its own full celebration, with the full Summit being everything to do with the F80. We're battling the GTO F40, F50, apparently. Yeah, I'm sure that'll be hard. Then you have to have the F50 for all these bottom events. And next week, the main stage restriction, the custom show, all of it will be the F80. Week 3, a collection import / shop. These are the MV motorcycles. I didn't think I'd be saying this, but we're getting another collection import. The MV motorcycles used to be in the Crew 2, and here they are in the Crew Motorfest. I guess we don't know why they didn't come forward to the Crew Motorfest originally, but they have now with this Italy-themed update and the Italy-themed month. They come back on the 3rd week of this first main stage. The Brutale Dragster and the F4RR. Both of these cars are being added to the game, but something so weird here that they never did for the original collection imports. Normally, players who had these in the Crew 2 would get them immediately, and other players would have to wait. But they stopped doing that for these bikes for some reason. Even though I own these bikes in the Crew 2, I have to wait to get these, but if you did own them in the Crew 2, they will go into your account immediately. You only have to purchase them if you never owned them in the last game. Week 4, Summit. At the end of this month, we get the SF90 something, Assetto Fiorano. It's not great. It's just, look, I gotta be upset about this thing. I have to. There's so many better things they could have done. The thing is, you could be like, oh, but you know, we got stuff like the Rimac Navira Time Attack Edition, which was just a similar car to the base Rimac Navira. But this one was a world record-breaking car and sounds different to the base Rimac Navira. The SF90 Assetto Fiorano is the exact same car as the Ferrari SF90. It's just a bit lighter and a bit of paint on it. They could have added the SF90 XX. They could have, right? That I would have allowed here. That I would have, if that was Summit, I would be like, okay, fair enough. But instead they put this thing. It sucks, man. It sucks. But yeah, that's available at the end, and of course you're gonna get to claim that on month 2 main stage. This is the lineup that we're looking at for the next month, the 2nd month, the French month of this update, of French elegance. You got, I could be funny and pronounce it l'elegance, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and pronounce it l'elegance. Did I nail that? French Rally, made by Ivory Tower, Bugatti, and whatnot. Now, thankfully, even though they tell us every single theme, and that's actually spoiled a bunch of stuff that you'll hear and listen to in this video, even though they still do all that, they don't tell us the main stage cars anymore, which I'm looking forward to finding out what it could be. There's a few cars this next main stage could have actually been. Now, before I filmed a segment saying that it could have been this thing, the Marble Edition Proto Lucky One. It's French, the Lucky One's in the trailer, and it's luxury based. It also could have been the Bugatti Emerald Edition, the rarest Crew 2 Summit car in the Crew Motorfest, a car that people really want returning, and would also be deemed luxury. But shout out to a lone ghosty who shared with me from Sir Fixafo's Discord by a guy called Rhymes. Yes, okay, fully crediting everyone. This screenshot is just complete 5 feats. This is supposed to be 1, a green challenge, not an orange challenge. By the way, don't mind the German. 2, it's supposed to be in the supercar bundle, but instead, Bugatti Veyron Edition 1, which, again, this is a really weird situation, and it doesn't specifically say this means the Bugatti Veyron Edition 1 will be the main stage car, but it accidentally being in a main stage challenge makes it a lot more likely that the next main stage vehicle will be this, the Bugatti Veyron Edition 1, as next month's main stage level 10 in the main stage, free to anyone who gets that vehicle during the French luxury month. I guess it makes sense, right? The Devo they can do at some other point. It's more of a hypercar than it is luxury. And the Proto Lucky one too, I guess they can use somewhere else. It's a concept car and everything. This thing is French and it's literally gold. I mean, it's if you wanted elegance, it's gold. So I don't think this would be too bad. Month 2, Week 1, Year 2 Pass / shop. If you own the Year 2 Pass, you will receive the Genti Accolone, the Genti Automobile Accolone. This is a car from a brand new French vehicle factory, just coming out straight with a supercar, an actually really quick car in real life. That thing is going to be put directly into your account if you own the Year 2 Pass. Here's some better shots of it. This thing will be involved with the second playlist. Yes, the second playlist starts straight away month 2, because the second playlist is weekly release. Meaning, even though we're getting the second playlist, we won't get the reward vehicle just at the very beginning. But the 13 events covering all the weeks leading up till the end of this update, all those events will be added weekly. And Genti Accolone will likely be a playlist requirement vehicle, meaning there won't be any early access. Other players will be able to buy that car immediately if they want, but you'll get it for free immediately if you have the Year 2 Pass. Week 2 Main Stage Legacy. Week 2 of month 2, we get the second Main Stage Legacy return, which is the Porsche Oldtimer Edition. This thing is going to be available in a Main Stage Legacy using the second month of the Red Bull Updates events. 2 of each, and you'll be able to claim this thing at the very end. One of the most controversial Main Stage and Main Stage Legacy cars ever added to the Crew Motorfest. Why, you ask? Well, let's not get into it. Month 2, Week 3, unknown shop, maybe, probably. Now bear with me, we're easing into questionable territory here. This is the Made by Ivory Tower week. That's interesting because they have a Made by Ivory Tower week in the middle of this update, and there's a bunch of vehicle slots that we don't know about, and we've gotten a brand new Ivory Tower home brand vehicle every update for the last few updates. Azus, they skipped Lowrider Donk, but then Police Car, Ogmois, racing version of the Azus. And why I think they're going to continue this trend is because in the custom mode, we can now see a Ogmois in drift, which doesn't actually exist. Of course, though, we also do see other fake cars that don't exist. This isn't a car in Street Tier 1, and that's not a car in Rallycross, but seeing the Ogmois in drift specifically, meaning there's a chance we get an Ogmois in drift this update, and we've got an Ogmois and fake Ivory Towers cars during updates for the last few updates, and there's a Made by Ivory Tower week. Most likely, we're getting a brand new Ivory Tower car there. Week 4 of month 2, Summit. There will be a Bugatti Summit car. The Summit is always, except for like twice, been the final Summit of the any given month. So the Platinum Reward vehicle will be for Bugatti Selection. This is where you'll be able to get, well, something Bugatti. And I'm not exactly too thrilled about that because, gosh, do we have well over enough Bugatti Summit cars. Their relationship with Bugatti is insane. Oh my god, 9 different edition Bugattis of a brand that only has 20 cars in total. There's almost as many exclusive after, oh my god, after that there is going to be as many exclusive editions of Bugattis as actual Bugattis. And that'll conclude month 2. So moving on to month 3, main stage. An honorable mention for potential main stage car goes to this thing, the BMW Z4 Agents Edition. It is a German vehicle, and this is going to be a German month. But I don't think it will be this thing. I think the obvious choice and returning will be the Porsche Wasp Edition Cayman GT4, because Porsche is actually involved with this update. In fact, they got the Porsche Museum guy for this next playlist, and there's a Porsche themed week in this main stage. So the main stage is Porsche Ahead, the 2-year anniversary of the Crew Motorfest, Audi Selection, and Autogeist, Germany's fastest. There's no Audi exclusive cars they can use, so Porsche is the likely bet, and I think this is going to be a lot bigger than everyone is expecting. Month 3, week 1, shop and year 2 pass. If you own the year 2 pass, you will receive immediately this, the Audi R8 LMS GT2. What a gorgeous vehicle. This will likely be in racing, and this likely will have early access because it's not a playlist requirement vehicle. This thing will go to year 2 pass players on the first week of the 3rd month, and then other players will be able to buy it on the 2nd week of the 3rd month. Now though, month 3, week 1, shop. This is where I bust out some of my investigation skills. That car right there is clearly a brand new edition vehicle. And you might be thinking, okay, Sid, so it's the Summit car then, right? Like, it'll be and we know it's exclusive because it's got no roof, which the base one doesn't have, and the back of it is that spoiler's custom and whatnot. This is an edition version of the Porsche Carrera GT. Now, the thing about this thing is, it's not a Summit car. I'm telling you this right now. It is not a Summit car. Not just because it's labeled Ahead on the side, and the Ahead week is the first week of that main stage, but mostly because Ahead is the name of Porsche's merchandising company. So this car is very obviously just like this thing, the BMW whatever edition, which this thing was a collaboration with BMW's clothing company, and that brand new Porsche is going to be a collaboration with Porsche's clothing company. But that of course also means that it won't be exclusive. It'll just be a shop vehicle most likely. Month 3, week 2. For week 2 of month 3 is the 3rd main stage Legacy, bringing back the Crater Chaos main stage with the Hummer HX concept Enforcer unit as the reward vehicle, the police car from the Crew 2. This thing you will be able to obtain by completing the main stage Legacy, bringing back 2 events from each summit from its original main stage. This used to be the rarest summit car in the Crew, until it was dropped in the main stage, and now the main stage Legacy. Month 3. This is probably a long shot. I just don't think so though. I think this is going to be where the Elite Bundle is, because there's a car later on, a racing supercar concept, German, that we've seen and is revealed and will be at the end of this video because it's not confirmed where it is, but we've been seeing the Elite Bundle on the 3rd month for a while now. So I think week 2 with the 2nd year, which also around here is probably where we're going to start getting our first announcements and teases of what the year 3 content is, and Crew Showcase will probably happen on this. I think the Elite Bundle is going to be around here, either this week or this week. Porsche is involved. There's supercars and custom cars, and maybe it's the Summit car is the thing. Oh, it might be the Summit car. But that's besides the point. We'll get back to that. But I do think that the Elite Bundle will be here because there's a couple cars that could fit these categories. Month 3 week for the summit. The Autogeist Summit, which just means auto spirit, so like car spirit, Germany's fastest. That is the final summit of the 3rd month, and we'll have a summit vehicle. I think it's one of the unconfirmed date and time cars, and it needs to bring us back to this. Sid, I thought you said that the Ahead isn't the summit car. Yeah, no, I stand by that. But what about the thing that was 3 frames before it? For only 3 frames in the video. That is a Porsche 919. This is just my theory. That confirms that this car is coming to the game. But that doesn't confirm that it's the summit car. It could be the Elite Bundle car. It could even just be in the shop. So bear that in mind with that asterisk. We know we're getting a summit car, but that summit car's unknown. This is just my theory. And bear with me while I explain this. You might be saying right now, Sid, what are you talking about? We already have the 919 in-game. It's a car in the Crew Motorfest already. See, the 919 is a one-of-one concept car. So it's a fake car, right? Pretending to be a real car that exists. And the 919, as posted on Porsche's own Instagram, is based, quote-unquote, on a racing version of the 919. So that right there is technically a 919, a racing version. And this is that 919. It's called the Street Weisach Package, and it doesn't exist. It only exists in the form of toys and die-cast cars. It's not a real car. So I think that this thing is either the Summit car or the Elite Bundle car for the German month, but we're getting this car in the game. A fake racing car, concept car, that the concept hypercar that we already have in-game is based on. Fake concept hypercar. Silly, I know. But because of the SF90, I feel like it's possible. But now you know about this car. Month 4, week 1, main stage. For Britain, there's 2 options. Honorable mention is the Aston Martin Vulcan the Duke. You may be thinking, Sid, this was a Twitch car last update. Well, what they've started doing with Twitch cars, with this and the S2000, is they haven't brought them back. They're still locked behind Twitch. So these things could eventually still be main stage cars now. Essentially, I guess they didn't want to keep using up so many Crew 2 cars in Twitch, and it lets them run and reuse cars longer. So this thing still on the table for returning cars, and it's British. And next is the most likely option, the TVR Griffith Peppermint. Look how British this thing is. You know that Union Jack on the roof and on the side? That's not even a livery. That's just what this car has by stock. The Union Jack plastered all over it. This thing is one of the most British cars in the game. It's exclusive, it's locked, and it's literally a British month coming up. Where else would they add this? The Vulcan Duke can wait for a racing update. It's gonna be this thing as the last month main stage. But what if I told you there's something that could come back that's the weirdest of chances? This is the pole position week. But in the trailer, we actually saw that the pole position week is a GP Explorer themed. Those damn French racing competition is stealing one of our weeks. It's a GP Explorer week, and the GP Explorer is the racing series by a YouTuber that features this vehicle. That means that this vehicle could come back either in the main stage or as a shop vehicle. It could come back. Month 4, week 1, Year 2 Pass and shop. If you have the Year 2 Pass, you'll get the Triumph Rocket 3, a brand new brand, coming to the Crew Motorfest. This thing will have early access, meaning you get it a week early. If you have the Year 2 Pass, then everyone else can buy it the second week. And it seems to be involved in the second week, which is the return of the spy thriller theme. And this thing is the final Year 2 Pass vehicle ever, by the way. We're gonna get a Year 3 pass next, if anything. They often like to add one last straggling car at the end of an update in the last month. Well, this is what I think's gonna happen. That is the Aston Martin Vantage 2024, a British car and an Aston Martin. Well, where are Aston Martin most iconic other than in spy-related contexts? I think that we will get the Aston Martin Vantage as a shop vehicle dropping in this week, the spy thriller week at the last month. It's technically an unknown vehicle, as in, like, we don't know where it's going to be added, but I would say our best bet is in here. Month 4, week 5. Or maybe week 4, because Haunting Fest, we could get a Halloween-themed summit car. Maybe it'll be Crown Jewels, because sometimes they do that on 5-week months. They might put the summit car as the second to last week rather than the last week. But, damn it! The Brits have had 2 weeks stolen from us. Pole position went to the French Racing Series, and then Halloween, we only have 3 weeks that are British in the British month. Damn it! And this one's apparently on Motorfest's Secret Service. So that's a Hawaiian spy thriller. All we got was Crown Jewels and Lotus Selection. I'm gonna have a British crash out. But oh, well, you will be getting a summit car there. If it's in the last week, you'll be collecting it in the next update. Actually, the next year of updates. Year 3 begins after Haunting Fest. So the Aston Martin Vantage, the 919 some street Weisach Package, and with all of those cars bearing in mind, 2 other cars are unknown to us. They could either be shop, they could be elite bundle. There's actually like a third, maybe, depending on where the 919 is. If the 919 is summit, then there's 3 unknown cars. If the 919 is shop, then there's 2 unknown cars. And shop could mean elite bundle. So all the cars I counted, and 2 extra. Maybe 3. It's pretty big. That's going to be about it from me. Check out Podium. Did someone say Podium? This video was brought to you by Podium. What's Podium? Podium is the best way to support the channel and get more from it. Silver, emotes, badges, priority reply, but most importantly, the Fad Catalog. Fad Catalog is getting exclusive early access to videos done before they're supposed to release, and those videos that the algorithm just didn't pick up. I've been 4 videos ahead once, and do you know how many videos I've scrapped or abandoned because I'm like, the algorithm just isn't gonna work with this? Well, thanks to your support, you get them, and can discuss them in the private channel in my Discord, which you will get automatic access to if you're a member. Gold and Platinum. Where Silver's like a Twitch sub, these are like a Patreon, but found right here, available for you. And these are where the good stuff is. These come with a mix of continuations of series that I started on the channel that then fizzled out, never to return. Well, now they will, through Podium support. Extended segments of videos, but then fully exclusive series that I would never be able to do without support. These are the current offerings. Vibes, playing the Crew or any racing game, literally just to play and experience and enjoy it. Not sitting here yelling and screaming in YouTube voice and posting the 50th money guide. 100 GRs until I finally become a Grand Race Pro. All of that, those failures and those Grand Races and all of those will be in an exclusive series. And let's hope the general viewers on stream start to see the progress whenever I play Grand Race on stream. NARG, which I just thought was a fun acronym. It's not a racing game. If I want to play a game that... Sid, what are you playing besides the Crew? These games in this series. That's what's in Podium. But basically, nothing changes for you, the general viewer. But Podium is just here to give extra to those who give extra. Found below, it's the join button next to the subscribe button. Or I think they call it subscribe plus now. That's a bad name. That's about it from me. I hope you make it on the podium in a bit.